It's all kind of blending together now. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I know this is weird hours, and you're going to be doing something that's pretty tough. We've set the miles that are just outside the compass. So, is anybody here just they're planning on doing every mile of it? All right, well, just be prepared to work as a team. I know everybody who came here showed up expecting to work as a team. So y'all seen how it worked in the past with the rotating out. Just be prepared to work with everybody. A couple of safety things we need to go over. He's acting as our medic for this time around. If anybody has any sort of pre-existing medical conditions, medications, anything that he needs to know about to watch for, whenever we break from this, please let him know. Don't tell me right now, there's no need for everybody to know. Did anybody that brought your own ruck bring any extra weight? Like you put an extra weight plate in there because you wanted to challenge yourself?
There's plenty of water in the truck. Don't bring it in your bag.
If you did bring weight, please let your team know.
You put your
because there's some one of the things that you'll end up doing here in a little bit, and I think Lance was trying to get a head start on, is developing a strategy. Some of the teams in the past just designated rucks, and they would just put the weight in those rucks and pass those between the teammates. So if you had any extra weight, it's going to kind of suck for the next guy that's getting your ruck. Let's see here. How many miles are in this leg?
22.1.
22.1. All right, so y'all got a good ways to go. I know we had discussed, and even the shirt says 100 for the 150. Right after we made our logistics, we set our mileage, got the Florida County Commissioner stuff, everything's set, got our artwork done. The roster was updated by 13 officers. So there are 163 pounds here. If y'all had a plan, well, y'all can throw that out the window or just add this to it. And typically that ends up happening as investigations are completed, as information is released, sometimes that number can change a little bit. What we will do, because we believe strongly in our mission for a mile for every officer, there will be a supplemental ruck on June 1st. So is everybody in the Facebook page, the POWMR Athletes page? If you're not, get linked up in that. We'll be putting more information in. So with talking about the team strategy, we're not supposed to step off till 1:30, is that right? Right. Okay. So you'll get a few minutes to get together as a team. What I suggest is kind of splitting the team in half. Have, what is there, 15 here? No, there's 14. I think there's 14 of you, so that could be 7 and 7. Have half rucking while half are sitting in the truck, playing music, passing out waters, just resting, going like a 2-3 mile rotation, whatever y'all are comfortable with. Whenever that rotation hits, swap the weight, whether it stays in a ruck or you just take the weight. I think they've been using these bags right here, so they would split it up in like maybe 10 pounds per bag. And they would just take that out of one ruck, put it in the next, and then keep going. Do whatever you got to do to get these officers to the next checkpoint. How many return? I know you did last year. You were here last year, Dave. How many returning athletes do we have?
Raise your hand.
All right, so pay attention to your teammates, help them out. We got some guys here that may not know what to expect, so we're here as a team. If you see them limping a little bit, see if you can take their weight. We're here to take care of each other. This is a teamwork. Some of the common phrases in law enforcement is no man left behind and no one fights alone. So with that being said, we're going to address as the team spreads out. So we can't let our convoy get too spread out. No one fights alone. So if we got some fast people up, turn around and look, and you have other teammates 100 yards back, you're going to wait on them. This is not a race. We're going to finish together. Doesn't matter how fast you want to go, you're going to go as fast as the slowest person in your group. All right, whenever y'all split your team, if y'all do the half and half thing, put your strong ruckers together so they can make the pace that they want to put, and the ones that want to do a more moderate pace, just go on an easy stroll to Van Morrison or something, then put them together. So that way, everything just runs in lockstep. In the truck, there is more than enough water for everybody. Okay, So please abuse the water, abuse the Gatorade, drink up. We got plenty. I don't need anybody. There's no reason for anybody to get dehydrated. Y'all are starting off at night. Y'all got a nice cool start, but just please stay in that water. There's plenty of Cliff Bars in there. I think there's still some oranges, so peel them, pass them out to your buddies. Each one of your blue bags had a little hand sanitizer. Just go ahead and clip that to your ruck whenever you get to the end. I know y'all probably saw a little sandwich platter that was over here for these guys. Keep that with you so you can clean your hands up a little bit, get some of the sweatiness off, so whenever you're making your sandwich, just be a nice does anybody else already know about the finish line ceremony tomorrow afternoon? Everybody, okay, how many people plan on coming out to that? If you didn't know about it, if you can, be back out at the Santa Rosa County Fairgrounds at about 3:45, 4 o'clock, where I'm inviting everybody from all the teams. So y'all are working together for leg 6, but y'all also work together with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, as well as 7. So what I would like to see is everybody come back and the whole team, at all, I think I'm patching 99 people here, or 98 athletes for this ruck. Let's finish strong together. Did y'all get a chance to check out these weights? If you look at them, if you haven't had a chance to look at them, each one of them has the picture of an officer, of the officer that it represents, as well as the patch that was on their sleeve when they gave it away. On the other side, it has their name. So right now I'm holding Police Officer Toshio Haraya of Garden Police Department, California, and the watch was Thursday, November 15th, 2018, died in a motorcycle crash. I put a lot of effort into making sure that each one of these weights and each one of these officers get the respect they deserve. Not a single one of these is even a 1/10 of an ounce underweight. Lance was even in the garage with me one day, and it was like 15.9. Nope, it's going back in the casting pot. And they are exactly a pound or over. They will get every step of every mile. The biggest rule of this whole thing is that none of these weights ride in the truck. So whenever y'all go to rotate weight, you're not gonna sit on the tailgate, do it between, while the truck's rolling and swap the weight. Do it while you're walking, stop everybody, stop the team, do whatever you gotta do, but they get every step of every mile. So with all that, the reason that respect is going into this is because I don't see this as just a piece of metal with a paper wrap around it. This is for this officer. This represents him, the sacrifice that he made in order so his community and his country could continue to live safely. With that, I want this to be as personal as possible. I want you to know who you have in your ruck. You're not just carrying weights. These aren't just miles just because this is a fun athletic event. You are rucking for these officers. Right here I have the bios that talks about the officer. Gives their name, their end of watch date, talks about the call they were going to, what happened on that call, whether or not they caught the guy, if they died of gunfire, whether or not they caught the bad guy, or the guy died in another shootout. Each one of them also end with their surviving members. And I've said this on every leg because leg 1 had one that really hit home. Not home necessarily for me, but I kind of it really hit hard because 4 days after his end of watch, his baby boy was born. So that's what he sacrificed for his community. And you guys have come out, sacrifice blisters on your feet, go through a little bit of pain so that he gets the honor he deserves. All right? So whenever the ruck gets going, I've divided these up into the legs. They have the markers, so here's leg 6. What some of the teams have been doing is they've developed their strategy, their teams rotate out, they want to start together, they want to end together. So like that first mile or two, I want y'all to read these bios. So about the time we hit the road, you can pass out the papers, everybody gets a chance to read 1 or 2, and so that way you get familiar with who's in the road, okay? Once that's done, crank up the music. They didn't, I firmly believe they died so that we could have a good life. So we're not going to be all pouty the whole time. We're going to crank up some music and have some fun. And we'll get this thing going. I think that's about it. Am I missing anything?
Reflective gear.
Huh?
Reflective gear.
Oh, everybody bring I see some of y'all got some headlamps. Everybody got some type of reflective gear. Each one of your rucks come with a band like that. A little, slap that on your ruck right now. Okay, so Munson Highway is dark. You might see 5 street lamps the whole way. Traffic goes fast. They may not see us until they're going to come up on us pretty quick. I need y'all to be as visible as possible. So put as much glowy stuff, as much lights up. We've already talked with our escort drivers to make sure that they lead and follow behind to keep y'all as safe as possible. So just make sure you keep that stuff on and going. We have another thing, another one of my rules, aside from the weight keeps going. I've got, I think is that last year's?
No, that's his. Ours are.
Yeah,
that was last year's.
So right here I've got the flag for the end of Watch Memorial Ruck. I've also got an American flag with the officers' names on it. Let's keep that flying because that is who we're here for. Let's also keep the red, white, and blue flying the whole time also. And if we can keep it up in front. So I'm more worried about the American flags and the ones with the officer's name than I am any other one. But let's keep it going. That's what we're out here for. So, anybody have any questions? All right, well, I think I went for long enough. We got 15 minutes till we step off. Our step off, did anybody park over here?
I did.
You'll need to move your car up over here.
No problem.
And whenever we leave, we're going to go out the same way we came. We're going to go down the path to the boat ramp and then back around. The convoy will pick us out of